In this video, we see Mikhail Tal's game. Mikhail Tal play with white pieces and Searle play with black. This game was played in England in 1973. Let's start. So Tal starts with e4, e5, knight to f3, f5, king's pawn opening Latvian gambit. So Tal continue with knight takes e5, queen to f6 and pressure on knight. Knight to c4, f takes e4, knight to c3, queen to e7, knight to d5, and pressure on queen and also threat is clear. Knight takes c7 and create fork on rook. So black continue with queen to c5 and Tal give a check with queen to h5, king to d8, d4. Black could take this pawn with n%. So black take this pawn with n%. He takes d3 and after moving pawn you can see that this knight has no support. But Tal sacrifice his knight and continue with bishop to e3 and create pressure on queen. So Tal want to castle queen side. Tal could take this pawn with his light colored bishop and create support on knight. But Tal sacrifice his knight. So black accept the knight, queen takes knight, and Tal continue with bishop takes d3 and pressure on queen, queen to c6, and Tal castles queen side, d6, bishop to g5 check. Tal starts attack on king, and you can notice that black's minor pieces are not developed. So black continue with bishop to e7, knight takes bishop, knight takes knight. And here, pause the video and think Tal's next move. So Tal continue with bishop to b5 and sacrifice his bishop. But black can't take this bishop because after queen takes bishop, bishop takes knight check comes and discover attack on queen. So black would lose his queen. So black continue with queen to c5, rook to d5 and the knight is pinned. So black can't take this rook with his knight. And also black can't take this rook with his queen because bishop takes knight check and black would lose his queen. So black continue with queen takes f2, rook to f1 and finally black take this rook with his queen. Queen takes rook check, bishop takes queen, knight to c6 and now black didn't resign and continue his game. And Tal continue with bishop to b5 and create pressure on knight. So black developing his pieces. Bishop to e6 create pressure on rook. Rook to d1, knight to e5. Bishop to f4 and this pawn is pinned. So pressure on knight. So black save his knight on f7. And again pause the video and think Tal's next move. So Tal continue with rook to e1 and pressure on bishop. But black can't move his bishop from here. Because after moving bishop, this knight would lose his support from bishop. And these squares are covered. So black can't move his bishop on this diagonal. So black continue with knight to g6 and create pressure on bishop. So Tal take this bishop with his rook. Knight takes bishop and after moving knight, this knight has no support. So Tal take this knight. Queen takes knight, c6. Black can't take this rook because if black take this rook then checkmate comes immediately. So black first prevent this checkmate with c6. Rook to d6 check, king to c8. And the final move from Tal. Queen to d7 check and the black resigned here. Because king has only one move. Then rook takes c6 comes and the black can't prevent this checkmate. If pawn takes rook, then bishop takes c6 and the black can't prevent this mate. So after queen to d7 check, black resigned here.